Are you dumb? Did you buy a crappy project car that doesn't pass emissions? Me too. So let's fix it together. So, it turns out I didn't inspect this car well enough when I bought it. I went and got an emissions test, and it passed with flying colors, but I actually failed because there was no check engine light. So I pulled out the whole gauge cluster, and the dude had taken the bulb out of it. So I replaced the bulb, I put it back in, and as I was driving to get my emissions test, the light came on. So that's awesome. It's EGR, and we're about to replace that now so I can actually drive my car. This shouldn't be too hard. That's the EGR valve right there, right here. So all I really have to do is pull the intake off before I can take it off. So not too hard. So you might notice that this battery is way too big. The hood actually won't even shut. This is a battery from the Datsun. The battery that came with the car was bad. It won't hold a charge overnight. I've tested it outside of the car. It's not the car pulling electricity or anything. It's the battery's bad, so I got to replace that. So that's already $200 extra I've had to spend on this $1,500 car. Hell yeah. So first thing we're gonna do is take off this intake. And then just pull out the battery. And then just start pulling all the hoses and wires off the EGR. Now it's pretty easy to take out. There's a little bit of clearance issues trying to get your hand in there, but it's not too hard. Look how nasty that is. A shiny new one. So you're going to want to bolt it to, I believe this is called the return tube. You're going to want to bolt it to this first, and it's a little difficult to get it on to both of them. I had a little trouble here. So it's easy to reach the top bolt, but it's hard to get it to line up with the bottom bolt because it kind of spins around. So what I did was I just unbolted the return tube just enough to give it a little wiggle room, and I turned the EGR upside down so that I could reach the bottom bolt. And then just flip it back around and then tighten the bolts up. And then I'm just going to slide the gasket in here and then bolt the EGR up. It's actually kind of satisfying to watch this in fast motion. And then at that point, just put everything back the way you found it. And bolt the return tube back up. And then we're just going to put everything back in. And now we are going to try to start the car to make sure we didn't mess anything up. poor battery connection. So, I am going to take her for a drive. I'm going to drive about 50 miles. If the check engine light does not come on, I am going to try and get my missions tomorrow. So, wish me luck. I will come back tomorrow, but to you it's just going to seem like a couple seconds. Alright, so I drove the car about 100 miles and the code for the EGR valve is not there anymore. However, unfortunately, the code for the downstream O2 sensor is going off, so now we're going to fix that. You may notice my hair is a little longer because I went on vacation in the middle of this project. But hopefully, it's going to be street legal today, so we'll see. So this is the O2 sensor right here, right behind the cat. All it is just that little thing, so we're going to pull that out and replace it. I can't fit under this car without putting it up a little bit, so instead of using jack stands, I just used a little homemade ramp because it's easier and I feel like it's a little safer, so I try to use that when I can. I'm going to spray it with some WD-40 because this is very hard to get off. And a heads up, it will not come off this easily. This is after me trying for about an hour. Then we're going to move the seat back and pull out the side of the center console. And then we're going to unbolt the seat. Just take that baby out. Now we're going to pull back the carpet and you should find the connection right underneath. There it is. So just unclip it and then yank it out. Don't yank too hard because there's a bolt holding a little clip on. Just unscrew that. And then replace it with the new one. Make sure you pull off the plastic cap and just screw it back in. And then just stick it back up through the hole till it clips. You gotta push kind of hard, but if you push hard enough, it will fit in the hole. Then clip them back together, and your O2 sensor's in. Then after that, we're just putting the interior back together, and we're done with this project. Well, that was a lot more of a hassle than necessary. I am laying in my car right now because I don't feel like putting the seat back in yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it for a drive. Hopefully the check engine light doesn't come back on, and hopefully by the next episode, this car is street legal. As always, make sure to like and subscribe to the Left Pedal for more car stuff almost every week. We try to do every week. And I will see y'all next time. Thanks. Bye.